Music. We all love it.
It's an important part of all of our lives.
And we'll talk about it on the next Dare to Be Better.
With Ray and Sid.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Let's take this in 3, 2. Welcome, kids, to Dare to Be Better.
With Ray and Sid.
How are you, Sid?
I'm rocking.
You're rocking? Mm-hmm. I'm rolling. Mm-hmm. Rocking and rolling might be appropriate for today.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
You like how that worked
I didn't even realize what we just did. That's how magical we are.
We have a great show for you tonight. We, as I mentioned on other shows, we're always listening to our readers, our viewers, our listeners. Mm-hmm. We have a show tonight, which I can relate to, and I know you can too. Our good friend Kathy from Dumont, New Jersey. Dumont, New Jersey. It's a small little place in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And she recommended we do a show on the importance of music in our lives.
Oh, okay.
Now I know a thing or two about music.
Yeah, just a little.
A little bit. I've done a show or two.
Yeah.
Over these past 35 years. And that's just as a professional. I've been doing this since I'm 6.
Okay.
As far as playing instruments and, you know, causing havoc. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's hard to believe. 45 years of my life.
Wow.
Have been musical, yeah.
Well, that is hard when
45
you're only
out of
30.
51. Yeah, exactly. I'm clever. Yeah. Just that's true.
So incredible.
See that? And yes, I've had a very long career in music, and I'm not done. I'm not even close to done with it. Mm-hmm. And you've had a career in the music business too, as a choreographer, professional choreographer with some humongous names. Mm-hmm. I guess you could drop those names if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I've done work with Herb Albert, because some will know that. Done some work.
Paula Abdul, was it? Mm-hmm. 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 Jennifer Lopez?
No, I'd never worked with her, but no. Janet
Jackson. I'm sorry. Okay, wrong J. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
So with people.
Right.
Beyonce.
That's a big name.
But, you know, that's years ago, and that's in choreography, and
that's still
it's good to me.
That's still a benchmark. I mean, you know, that was years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, you just, that was in a past life, yeah.
I kind of feel, well, it's only been a short time since I haven't been doing choreography. I mean, I've done choreography my whole life. It's what I know. But the last, I'd say 24 months, well, doesn't that sound very long, but last couple of years, I haven't done really any choreography. I have a gig coming up, but, you know.
It's here and there.
Yeah, because this is really, you know, it's sort of the reinvention of me. Right. This is me. This is what I love doing, this gig right here. And, of course, interior design. But who knows? You know, choreography is like the mafia. Sometimes you get pulled back in.
You get pulled back in all the time. You never really get to leave. Mm-hmm. Right. So. I'm like that with a number of things. Mm-hmm. I play softball. I used to play for 2 teams in 2 different leagues, and that other league would always pull me back in. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is the last year I'm playing with you guys, and never failed. Mm-hmm. They get me back. Mm-hmm. So, same thing with the road. You know, there are certain agents that call me.
Right.
And, you know, some
don't call you.
Don't call you. But
don't call you.
You know, sometimes it's the business of the music business. Mm-hmm. And the industry side of the music industry can be a grind. Mm-hmm. You still pick up the phone because you love it.
Right.
But now music on the scale of people living, I'll call them everyday lives. People who don't do what we do. Mm-hmm. You put you get in your car, you put the radio on, and you're enjoying music for the face value that it provides you.
Yeah.
A lot of people are humming along to the melody of the song, and they're enjoying the song. Mm-hmm. See, I can't do that.
I know. Because you have also your pitch perfect
I have perfect pitch, right? I am pitch perfect, correct. And I'm also listening to things in the song that no one else is listening to. I'm listening to the drum samples that the producer used. I'm listening to different, like, oh, there's the cut. I heard the edit right there. You know,
Then that bugs you.
well, yeah, it's my trained ear. It works against me when I'm trying to enjoy something. It's like, you know, eating a hot dog when you've worked at a butcher shop, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Exactly. That's the term. That's where the term comes from. You know how the sausage is made.
Okay, continue on. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, continue on. What in the world?
You've done that to me in the past 5 or 6 episodes. You had that comment.
Oh, gosh. Okay, go ahead. I'm starting to sweat.
When we play this back, I want to show you your face. It's hysterical.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Continue on.
What was I even talking about? That Sid moment right there.
Well,
do I need to start coughing?
Sausage. In the butcher shop.
Right.
And the importance of music, though.
Tie that all together.
Yeah, and how once you've worked in the butcher shop and you've seen how a hot dog is made.
Right.
That's where you were.
Yeah, I could tell you're traumatized. Guess we're not going for hot dogs outside.
No, we're not.
Every hot dog vendor is going to try to lynch me when I go outside. But no, you know, it's just the whole idea of breaking something down. It's like when you're watching, you schooled me on tiles.
Oh.
Recently. You're like, nah, that's a crappy tile. You don't want that. You got ripped off. That's a terrible tile.
You're like, but that's in my entire house.
Yeah. No, well, it's garbage. You need new tile. Which I appreciate, you know, because no one else is going to tell me that.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, when you people go into the hotel and you're in the, let's say the elevator or in the entry of the way of the hotel and it's broken and it looks like a star, you know, where it's broken.
Right.
That's not a poor tile. That's poor install. Somebody left a bubble underneath that tile and a woman usually walks in with her heel.
Yep.
And yeah, it still could be a crappy tile, but that's install.
Even a good tile will break that way.
We could just do a whole show on
tiles.
On tile and install in the direction.
Right.
Oh gosh, I almost started going. Go ahead.
But the idea is you look at a tile, you know, I'm looking at a tile going, oh, that's a nice tile. And you're like, yeah, but the weight of that thing is not right for this room. And
the size.
They laid it the wrong way.
Yeah. 12 by 24. Wrong. Right. Wrong. Too small. It creates too many grout lines throughout that room, so you feel stressed out.
See?
Well, 24 by 48. Bigger is always better, even in the smallest of areas. Go ahead.
Wow.
I know we're not talking about design, so
that's
we're talking about music.
No, it's okay. I took you there. But that's the whole thing, is you look at it with a critical eye, where we're just looking at it as, that's just tile. What are you talking about? You know? And maybe we don't like it, but we don't know why, but you do.
And that's how you are with music.
Right. You'll hear a song and go, I don't know, there's something about this song. And I can give you 20 reasons why you like the song or don't like it.
Oh, yeah. And I would love to hear it, because there's times where I'm like, whatever it is with that song, I cannot listen to it.
Leave my catalog out of this, would you? You know, there are certain tricks that producers have been using for decades as to, you know, what makes a hit song, what will entice women over men. And these are all, you know, carefully crafted over the years and used time and again. Different tempos, different instruments, different spots, different rhythms. Yes, backmasking. There are subliminal messages in music. Happens all the time. Different keys. The way you sing a melody line will affect the mood of a song. It's amazing how much goes into it. And of course, then you have to execute and you have to perform it.
Right.
You know, if, you know, little Wendy from, you know, from the warehouse goes on karaoke night and sings, you know, she'll, oh, that's a nice song.
Right.
But Whitney Houston sings the same song and you're like, okay, that's how the song's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So it's in the execution as well.
And isn't there something about the beat of that music, if it's the same, similar as the heartbeat of the person, it attracts you to that song a little more. That's why often the songs have the similar heartbeat, well, similar beat to them.
Similar rhythms. Oh, the rhythm is everything, yeah. Absolutely. There's trick to playing the bass holding a note a certain amount of time. You know, just little tiny things that, you know, the sum of the parts make up, you know, just this tremendous production. And the result, you know, it's been proven time and again that it works.
Right.
That's why they do it. And there were so many examples. I mean, I could break it down. I could do a whole mini series on this, but yeah, a lot goes into that. And I'm listening to these songs and I'm going, yeah, they picked that key for this reason. That guy tuned his guitar for this reason. Right. You know, because there are certain things you can do that are conducive to certain other instruments and certain keys. Right. So it gets a little bit, you know, just like with the titles, you can go on and, you know, entertain yourself for a half hour. Forever. Right. But basically, the gist of it is I'm listening. Very rarely can I listen to a song. If I really get into a song, you know, I'll realize I enjoyed that. Whereas most of the time I'm listening to like modern pop music, and especially today, it's all technology. Oh, yeah. So now it's easy to spot. Yeah. But, you know, it still affects all of us. We all have our favorite music. You know, when we're alone, we like certain music. When we're working out, we want something upbeat. If you're sad, you know, melancholy, heartbroken, or whatever, you put on a sad song. Yeah, and they bring back memories. Yeah. Everything triggers a memory. Yeah, music is a part of it doesn't matter where you live in the world. Right. Music is a part of your life. Even if you live out in the jungle, for example, right? Tribal music. The tribal music, it's just, music is powerful. It's everything. Now, it's no secret. People know that we grew up in the 70s and 80s. How often do you listen to a song from, say, 1977, and you're in the back of your dad's station wagon again? I know it. Right? And you go into, like, the ice cream shop, and your dad's going, who wants ice cream? Yeah. Right? But it's the first time again. Yeah. I never listened to lyrics up until just recently. That's fascinating to me. So now I'm actually started listening to those songs. And they have a new meaning to me because before, I think it's because I was doing so much choreography. Okay, you're right. That's a good point. That I just never listened. You're listening to the rhythm. Yeah, the rhythm and the beat, and stops, and the groove of it, and the grind of it. Right. So now that I'm not, oh my gosh, I am having an awakening because I only started listening to the words about 24 months ago when I stopped doing choreography. Right. Sure, makes sense. If I'm a mix engineer, you know, and I'm focusing on the way the album's supposed to sound and, you know, getting the mastering at a certain level, I'm only listening to frequencies. I'm not listening to lyrics. I'm not listening to certain tones. I'm just listening to an overall color. I'm shaping the record. Right. I'm not listening like you would listen to in the car or at the supermarket and you're humming along to, you know, whatever song. And yeah. You're right. It's funny how our brains are wired that way. You know, and they say most women will listen to lyrics and really internalize them. And, you know, you write lyrics basically for women. Really? Yeah. They say gay men too. I have gay friends and they've told me. What about the straight men? Look at all of them that love like Kiss and Metallica. Well, we're listening to the loud guitars. That's what attracts us. Yeah. It's the music. It's the hard drive. You know, it makes us drive faster. It makes us eat different foods. The beat, just the beat, the guitar, the drums of it. Yeah. Interesting. The lyrics for the women. I mean, the lyrics are there for us too. Like, but you know, we'll catch them. But in our favorite songs, you know, like I'm an uber fan of AC/DC. I'll know every lyric to every song just because I listen to it all the time. But a song like I don't know, Bob Seger's "Against the Wind" or something like that. I just picked it out of the blue. I might think I know all the words till I try to sing it at karaoke and go, oh, I don't know the song. And that happens to me all the time when I'm performing. I just told the story the other day in Fort Lauderdale. We saw a female singer-songwriter, and she was great. And at one point, she had one of her friends come up and sing with her. And I said, people either love that or they hate that as a performer. What, having a friend come up and sing? Or if some drunk goes, hey, can I sing with you? Guy or girl. Okay. All right, I don't really want to do this, but all right, here's a $50 bill. Can I sing with you now? All right, I love it when they come up and sing with them, by the way. Yeah. It's annoying to us a lot of times because here's why. All right, what song do you know? oh, let's do I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. Okay, sing it. And then you could start the song like, wait, how does it start? And all they really know is the hook of the song. I love rock and roll. Right. And they might know half of the actual chorus. Mm-hmm. So they don't know the song. They just want you to sing it. And they're up there just,
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Because I love it when those few times when that person gets up there and you're like, holy crap, they really can sing. Well, and they're outstanding. They were probably planted.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the times, if they're just drunk and hanging out and they just, all over themselves and sloppy and they come up and they want to sing.
Yeah.
They're not very good usually.
They're drunk and sloppy.
Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, that's who you're playing for. You're entertaining people so they will have a good time.
Yeah.
But, you're in the service industry and you're serving. Mm-hmm. Like a waiter, like a busboy.
Right.
And a lot of musicians don't want to hear that they're above that,
Right. That they're serving.
Yeah, that they're in the service industry and that you're there to perform a service. They look at themselves as artists and visionaries. And the best is when they're like, I don't want to do anybody else's music. I want to perform my own songs for you. And that's been an age-old thing.
But we don't want to hear
Nobody knows your songs. They're not very good. And they're unproven.
Yeah.
Come back in 10 years when you've had, 5 records under your belt. Mm-hmm. But some places do welcome showcase music where it's all yours. They want to see what you created.
Yeah.
The music industry is absolutely fascinating, and it changes all the time.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, I've watched it over the decades change, and it started out as my music. And now, of course, my music is classic rock.
Right.
And, the oldies now. I listen to what my daughter listens to, and it's fascinating to watch her, discover. Forget if I like it, because there's no way I'm going to like it. It's not for me. But for her to discover it the way I did. When I was discovering
music.
Like, who your favorite acts as a teenager?
Who were my favorite acts?
Yeah. Like, give me 3 that you would just go to.
Like, as in vocalists?
Or just 3 tapes you would pick out. Yes, they were cassettes back then. We're not even talking CDs yet. The LPs and cassettes.
Well, remember I told you Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, right.
And I didn't... I hate to say this because I was doing so much choreography that I wasn't really listening. I was
get you.
Doing choreography, so I wasn't out buying it for that, unless I was buying it to do choreography too.
It was for the tempos.
Janet Jackson.
Right. Which was great for
absolutely.
For dance. Right.
Janet Jackson. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. So those acts, you're talking 1987, 88,
let's say Michael
89.
Jackson too.
Michael Jackson, okay.
Okay, fine.
So we're talking,
let's say Prince too.
Prince. So we're gonna put all that. We're gonna amalgamate that, and we're gonna go with like 1986 as a peak for all 4 of those. Mm-hmm. Figure Michael started earlier than those other guys. Mm-hmm. 1988, they were still all white hot.
Tina Turner.
Right. You're talking 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah. So we grew up at exactly the same time. We have just about the same taste in music. Mine's maybe a little more hard rock oriented. Mm-hmm. But it's just when you put on a certain record, and it takes you back to you doing choreography. Mm-hmm. You can remember, where you were in the gym, what it smelled like.
Oh, yeah.
What the girls were wearing.
So I have to tell you
the sound of their shoes on the floor. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that is crazy.
Just transports you right back. It's such a powerful sense. Yeah. It's just it's a phenomenon.
Well, there was this time when I had just moved to California. First of all, when I say that, I was living in my car. I was poor. But
I lived in a flat here in the city, in a slum, yeah.
Yeah.
We all 18 years old, I know.
I went out there because I heard that Janet Jackson's agent was picking up dancers, Mm-hmm. And that's just how I was. I'm like, well, I must be one of the dancers she's going to pick up. So I head on out, and I did land my agent, which was Teresa Taylor at the time. That was Janet Jackson's agent for all her dancers. But do you people see that? Do you see how I was just sitting all this time, not coughing, And then as soon as I have to talk, I cough. I apologize. Okay, Anyway, she sends me out on this gig for Herb Albert. And this is what's bringing it up, is the music, right? Mm-hmm. Because I walk in, she says to me, you need to wear street clothing. I didn't know what that meant. So I put on my black gymnastics at the time. They were my sweats, okay? They were really tight. And they had pink ribbing up the side. And then I was wearing my t-shirt that was pink and yellow, and it had tiger stripes on it that said kill, shred, and destroy. Okay?
Wow.
And then I was wearing my pink Converse, and then my hair, at the time,
out there, yeah.
Big hair. And I walk in, and I remember walking in. Street clothing does not mean that when you audition. I walk in, I saw the most beautiful Asian and Black women I have ever seen in my entire life, who are wearing like the brilliant, now when I say leather pants, not the slutty leather pants, just beautiful leather pants with the beautiful heel, but you got to be able to dance in it too. You can't just come and not be able to dance.
How do you dance in heels?
You work on it. So anyway,
I couldn't imagine walking across a floor in heels, let alone dancing.
These people were so beautiful, and here I am, shred and destroy. Okay. With my tight black, gymnastic sweats and my hot pink stripe. But the only reason I bring that up is because every time now that I hear Herb Albert, it's exactly what I think of. And there was one Black woman there, the most brilliant blue eyes, whether they were, I don't think they had contacts back then.
They could have been hers, yeah.
She was so gorgeous. And again, it's about music, right? What I'll remember is that back then, the makeup artist she mastered her makeup for Asian women, Asian and dark women. And so she just taught me a lot about how to master being an Asian woman. It was beautiful. And she said, listen, Sydney, less is more, especially for an Asian woman. You want to look like you're effortless. You want to look like you hardly wear any makeup. You just, and she taught me how to do that. Oh, see?
And you own it now.
I love it. There is a brilliance to that. Less is more. Okay, that's what the music from Herb Albert reminds me
You
of.
must be the only person in the world, when they hear Herb Albert, they think a hot pink spandex.
Shred and destroy.
Exactly. That's amazing.
Oh, and I did forget. I did have hot pink. What did we used to wear? Leg warmers.
Oh, oh my God, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, you're talking about fashion in the 80s when it comes to music. Well, first of all, I might have talked about this on an early show. I don't know. But 1987, I'm going out for an audition. And if I'm lucky enough to get, management for a band who's making waves, the first 5 questions have nothing to do with music. They want to know how tall I am.
Oh, yeah.
What my waistline is.
Yes.
What color my hair is. It better be long enough. If not, we'll get you weaves. Color of my eyes. And, they want to know my build for, can you get fit for clothes at Trash and Vaudeville here in the city?
Yeah. And then maybe, can you play an instrument?
Yeah. If you can play your instrument, that's a plus,
Yeah.
We can always get someone to play behind you. But this is the MTV era. You have to look good or you're not gigging. You're not, right. You won't be on stage. If you can play and you don't look great, you'll play in the studio. You'll be one of the session guys. But you're not making the album cover and you're not going to be in the videos. You will not be on stage.
Very true.
Absolutely. It was, because you're going to a concert to watch a group as well as listen. And I got it. And I mean, back then, there was that cohesion. You saw 5 guys, they looked like they were in a group. You couldn't have 4 guys and then one that stood out like he just got on the wrong bus.
Who is that guy?
Yeah, what is he doing? Is he the manager? Yeah, you had to have a united front and it had to look, there had to be a continuum.
Yeah.
But people say now, well, it's better now because it's, it's healthier because it's the Wild West and anything goes. I don't agree.
No.
I like the quality control. Yeah. But just overall, the feel of it, I loved, that whole era. And my daughter, too, she'll still pull up songs from the 80s. People are still being Rickrolled.
Yeah.
The Rick Astley, prank. Over 2 billion hits on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that song is 34 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. My girls, I'm really proud of them. They have a good ear. They'll say, Mom, what we're listening to right now is just trash. Yeah. And they actually do see and have made mention that they feel like that music from the 70s and 80s, really much of it has a lot more quality. The lyric is a little more in depth.
Right.
Things aren't just being repeated and repeated. And yeah.
Every other word was an F,
Yeah,
this and that. Well, the reason I bring up the audition process from the 80s is there are pictures floating around still on the internet where I'm wearing skin-tight snake print spandex and a jacket to match. And that's all I'm wearing. With high boots and hairspray and wild colored guitars. It was insane. Some of the fashion choices we made.
No, I know.
And I don't know. I don't understand. It's like I got into it, as we talked with Michael Knight, I admitted, money and girls. What else was there?
I don't know what else there could be.
I don't know. But to dress like a girl to get girls was always a fascinating...
Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it?
It never made sense to me, but, what?
Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. What am I doing here? But what about... Are there any songs that ever come on the radio where you're like, I have to shut it right off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't tell you the artist,
right?
But the artist is still around, not because of her music, but because of other things.
Right.
But when I hear her music, this is what I say to myself. Perfect example of how you don't have to be great at something to make millions at doing it.
That's true.
You just have to put the right people around you.
Right.
To make your millions.
Which is really the crux of the whole industry. But yeah, that's the absolute epitome of it. Yeah.
And it's still the truth to this day.
There are some artists out there who are like mega popular where I scratch my head.
I know, and you go, what in the frickin' world is happening? Well, I was listening to one that my daughter, she just loves this artist. And I'm listening and I'm like, oh my gosh, every single time I hear more and more music from this individual, it's more sad, more depressed, more, like, and I just think to myself, geez, if anyone put that out as their first album, because it's not her first album, but anyone put that out as her first album, they'd never land a gig.
Right.
They'd never get a label. It's just like, I said to her, I feel like I'm going to hit my head against this glass over here on the side of this car. You've got to turn that off.
It's insane. But, yeah, it's always fascinating to me. Like, I'll hear a song like that, like you're talking about, and I have a good idea of who you mean. Could be one of three that I'm thinking of. And my daughter has that in her collection, too. It's that age bracket. And I watch like the MTV Music Awards and I'm going, I'm so out of this loop. My God. Then a dinosaur like Madonna comes on and it's like, okay, now she's going to say something controversial to be relevant.
Yeah.
And it's hysterical. It's just, music has become like satire proof. It's crazy.
I know.
But, it's still part of our lives.
Music is everything.
It's
everything.
They always talk about music. It'll soothe the savage beast, right?
They put it in there to make people go crazy, right? To torture them. You brought that up.
Right. You'll play something on loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the wrong music, you can make someone really angry to where they want to go and do terrible things. Right.
You put music on at the jewelry shop so you'll buy certain things. So you
buy more things. Put music on to get you to go to see the movie.
Right.
Yeah. Music is everything.
It's carefully placed. Like I said, everything is strategic. All the places, all the pieces are put in place for a very specific reason.
Like if they run an ad on the television, right, for, I don't care, one of your favorite soda pops, music.
Yeah.
Pushing you there.
Yeah. And every piece. Like I said, the tempo, the key.
Everything.
All of it. Who's singing it. Male, female.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, and they do focus groups all the time. And it's amazing how successful they are at picking it out.
Yeah, and music around the world. It's not just here in the United States. It's everywhere, in every facet of everything we do in the entire world. Music plays some kind of part in our culture, the way we think, the way we feel, the things we're accomplishing or not accomplishing, or even up to the kind of problems we're having in the country or in the world.
I hate to coin a phrase that's been overused, but it really is the soundtrack of our lives. You know, but can you believe that we just spent 30 minutes talking about the need and the importance of music in our lives? So thank you, Kathy from Dumont, New Jersey.
Yes, thank you, Kathy.
And we'll be very happy to send you something special. If you have any praise as far as the show goes, Sid will happily take your calls. And I guess since I'm the music man, I guess I have to own the, the tomatoes.
Yeah, and if you have any other praise, you can send it to Ray, too.
Oh, because it's a music show, I get the praise today? Okay. Thank you, Sid. Thank you very much. And to the rest of you, thank you. And we hope you join us next week. Spread the words, tell your friends. Dare to be better.
With Ray and Sid.
Hey, thanks for checking us out. If you enjoyed the show, like the video, subscribe to this channel, and please tell your friends. We'd also love it if you headed over to daretobebettershow.com for tons of cool photos, extras, and a chance to shop for some sweet show swag. Say that 5 times fast. I could barely say it once. If you keep coming, we'll keep delivering. Thanks again.